Well, I figured it was about that time to make a comeback. It's only fitting that I come back for WrestleMania season. And I was gonna call MTO. I was gonna try to do a collage thing with MTO, but complications unfortunately didn't allow us to do that. But fuck it. You know what? Let's do this WrestleMania review while I fucking have the drinks in me still, and while I still have the energy, even though I lost it like an hour left into the show. You know, one thing that we have to continue to complain about until we get this shit fixed is that this shit is way too fucking long. Like, oh my god. There's one thing I can tell you guys, that living through this show, going through this show, everything was good for the most part. The only problem is that, fuck, man, even if you have so many good fucking... If I have sex with a woman 8 times in a row, by the 8th time I fucking come, it's gonna be like, alright already, I'm tired. I'm jizzing out like little droplets, like I'm barely leaving the sink open, you know what I mean? So it gets to a point where too long is too much, and it's too much. Like, there's nothing else you can say aside from the fact that, fuck, end the goddamn show already. But in honesty, in reality, you know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I complain about this shit all the time. I complain about wrestling. I'm mad at smarky people getting pushed, and I'm not gonna lie, there was instances here that reminded me of shit that made me want to fucking rage, but overall, I'm not even gonna lie, I liked this WrestleMania. I enjoyed this WrestleMania. So let's fucking get into it. Let's do my fucking first review in over a year, because Wrestling Otaku fucking killed me. So now that I've resurrected from the dead, I can go ahead and go over everything. We started off with Charmel on steroids singing God Bless America. That was good. I mean, I guess that... I mean, honestly, you know what? I'm gonna call her Charmel on steroids as a joke. Some of you might laugh. Some of you might listen to this and be like, "Oh, this motherfucker's retarded. He's not funny. He's just trying to be funny." But in reality, that bitch can sing. I'm gonna keep it a whole buck. She can fucking sing. But let's get into the show. I'm not gonna go into the pre-show. I barely watched it. I watched this show with the Jobber. I was waiting for the Jobber to come in, but surprisingly, the show started with the Universal Championship match with Seth Rollins against Brock Lesnar. Let's be honest, the build of this match was awful. It was just Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman talking shit to each other, which is what pretty much almost any Brock Lesnar feud is nowadays. So, going in, I didn't expect really much from this match, so I'm going to be honest, I didn't think that this match was a whole lot better than last year's against Roman Reigns, which, by the way, I was there for. I just think that the crowd actually gave this match a chance because it was Seth Rollins and not Roman Reigns. But I'll give this match its due. It was probably as good as it could have been under the circumstances that it was, with the shit build, with the fact that this match wasn't going to go on last, and if they would have put this in the middle of the card, people would have given even less of a shit about it. So I'll give WWE their credit. They put it in the perfect spot. If it wasn't going to be in the main event, it was good being the first match, and it was good so the fans can react to it. Seth Rollins wins with 3 curb stomps. It kind of felt like an anticlimactic ending, but at the same time, me and the Jobber kind of went back and forth about whether or not this was a good finish. I thought it was fine. Seth Rollins hitting 3 curb stomps to finish him, even though he got his ass beat in the beginning of the match. It is what it is. I mean, what's crazy is that me and the Jobber have been there for all of Seth Rollins' big career victories, except this one. We were there when he won at WrestleMania 31. We were there last year at WrestleMania when he won the Intercontinental Championship. We were there when he won the Royal Rumble this year, but we weren't there at WrestleMania to see him beat Brock Lesnar. But I don't know. This could be the end for Brock Lesnar in the WWE. Who the fuck knows where that's going to go? Rollins, I don't know what the hell else he's going to do from here. He could feud with Roman Reigns. My thing is, though, I mean, as big a Roman Reigns fan as I am, I think Drew McIntyre should have won the match against Roman Reigns, just so you have Seth Rollins, something for Seth Rollins to do as champion after WrestleMania. But I don't know. I enjoyed this match. I thought it was fine. The next match, AJ Styles against Randy Orton. You know what? for a throwaway filler match, which this obviously was, I'm not even going to lie, this was good build. This was actually really good build. They got me to invest myself in Randy Orton, get behind Randy Orton, and want Randy Orton to win because he was burying the Indies, because he was burying AJ Styles and where he came from. You know what? I don't even hate AJ Styles, but the way that Randy Orton was cutting his promos, man, I really wanted Randy Orton to fucking win this match. And AJ Styles wins, whatever. This match was whatever. It wasn't a bad match. It was just one of those forgettable ones that fucking, you know those forgettable middle of the card matches that you just forget about, like when AJ Styles went against Chris Jericho like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, however long that might have been. That's what I equate this match to, is that we're not gonna remember it. But I mean, I'll credit the WWE for its build to it. They made me care about it more than I probably would have seeing this match on paper. The next one, the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, Playa. Didn't care, didn't watch it. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. This was actually a really good fucking match. You know, there's one thing that you can never take away from Shane McMahon. And there's one, you know what? I'm going to credit The Miz here too. I'm not a huge Miz fan. I always thought The Miz was just meh. He was just always like middle of the road. Like, didn't love him, didn't hate him. I'll credit The Miz here. He did really well in this match. And you know what? This match actually felt like a WrestleMania match. This was another one that I thought was going to be another, like that, exactly, a fucking burp. That's exactly what I thought this match was going to be, but instead it wasn't. It was actually a really good, entertaining, solid match. This is where, going back and thinking about this match reminds me, fuck, if this show wouldn't have been so long, this match would have been appreciated a little bit more. But instead, no, this is probably going to go, again, this is another match that's probably going to go under the radar and swept under the rug because the show was so fucking long. But this match was really good. I'm happy Shane won. You know what? Miz fans are going to be mad. Smarks are going to be mad. I know MTO is pretty mad that the Miz lost, but you know what? Shane McMahon's got to win some too. He can't just lose every single match he's in. So I'm happy to see Shane McMahon win. The next match, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match, Playa. You know what? It was really hard to tell these people apart in this match. First, you had Nia Jax and Tamina, who looks like Tamina is trying to eat fucking 30-pound cheeseburgers every day, trying to catch up to Nia Jax in weight to try and twin with her so they could pull off twin magic like the Bella Twins did. You have Beth Phoenix and Natalya, who are both blonde men that were matching together. So there you go, more fucking twins again. So all you needed was the Bella Twins, and you would have had a bunch of fucking matches where who the fuck is legal in this match? And I'll tell you who wasn't legal. The Bella Twins wouldn't have been legal because they're Mexicans. But you know what? I'm happy. I am happy with the outcome of this match. The Iconics win the tag team championships. You know what? Fuck, I was literally just thinking like, wow, I just want the Iconics to win just because it'll make me happy, you know. Let's bring it full circle. We inducted Tori Wilson for being hot into the Hall of Fame. Let's be honest, she didn't do shit in her whole career as far as wrestling goes, but she was hot. So what beautiful crown jewel it would be to have the Iconics win the tag team championships, Playa, at WrestleMania, and that's exactly what happened. You know what? I'm happy. Fuck that. That's awesome. The next match, Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship. You know what? Let me start by saying this. I've never been a big Kofi Kingston fan from the very beginning. You can go back if you're willing to watch 10 years worth of programming for us of our videos. You'll see I have never been a big Kofi Kingston fan. And as a matter of fact, I couldn't fucking stand Kofi Kingston from the very beginning. But if there's one thing you're going to do and you're going to notice, if you go on our marathon binge thing, you'll notice that I was a fan of the New Day from the very beginning. Even when people hated them, when people were chanting New Day sucks and all that shit, I liked the New Day. I saw the potential in the New Day. And I will credit, again, the WWE here. This is one of the best built WWE Championship matches in a long time. They got me invested because I know that this was a really good storyline because I wasn't necessarily pulling for Kofi Kingston so much so as the storyline drew me in and made me believe in Kofi and want Kofi to win, even though I've never been a big Kofi Kingston fan. That's the difference. This is what Smarks don't understand. And you know what? Yes, I'm going to go on another fucking Smark rant. Even though Smarks and I see eye to eye in this storyline, we're happy that Kofi Kingston won. I have to throw my jab in there because that's who I am. This is what I'm going to say. This is the difference between a great storyline versus a bullshit storyline like with Nakamura last year, proving my point from the Jinder Mahal Nakamura video that Nakamura does not belong in the main event. I still, honestly, even after this happened, I don't think Kofi Kingston should be a WWE champion. But what I will say, and this actually backs up a point that I made way years prior when I was defending Roman Reigns winning the title. I didn't think Roman Reigns should have won the title just yet, but the storyline was there. Guess what? For Kofi Kingston, honestly, I don't think he should be a world champion, but I will say the storyline was there, and I'm happy that Kofi Kingston won. This will disprove any smart, any fan that thinks Vince McMahon is this big fucking racist all of a sudden, and put those theories to bed, at least for the time being, until he quote-unquote buries them, which I don't know. That could happen, you know what, as early as SmackDown. I can honestly see, like, Randy Orton winning the WWE Championship just out of nowhere on SmackDown. I don't know. That would be fucked up, but it would be fucking funny. Anyway, yes. Good, great match. You know what? Great match, great storyline. You guys are actually going to be pretty shocked that I'm not being as negative as I normally am, but I don't have too many negative things to say about this show, aside from the fact that, and I'll get into where I'll get into my negativity, but this was really good. This was really well done. My hat's off to the WWE, and this is, to all the people that think I'm always negative, fuck you. This show was really good. This match was really good. The next match, a whole fucking minute, Rey Mysterio went against Samoa Joe. Honestly, I had the whole match muted. The jobber was on the phone, and I muted it just for common courtesy, and then the match was over as soon as I muted it. So, it is what it is, I guess. I don't really fucking care. The next match, Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. Again, I think I can see why they had Roman Reigns win, because he just overcame cancer. And to all the fucking pussies that think he faked cancer just to get over, you could suck a fucking dick. That's the stupidest fucking thing I've heard in my life. I might make a whole video just ranting about how stupid that is. But for the sake of this video, I'll just leave it at that. Fuck you pussies that think he faked cancer just to get over. You could suck a fucking dick. And I hope, you know what? No, I'm not going to say it, but I want to say it. But any one of my fans knows where I probably was going to go with that. Anyway, I honestly think Drew McIntyre probably should have won, but I can see why they had Roman Reigns win. This at least makes sense as to why the heel didn't win. But there's one thing I can credit the WWE for, at least as far as Drew McIntyre is concerned, is the fact that Drew McIntyre is one of those heels that he has this old school feel about him. Like, not necessarily that he's like a great heel. Like, I think he's just meh all around. But I can credit the fact that as far as his booking goes, they don't have him run away like a chicken shit heel. They have him at least try to fucking stare down someone like Roman Reigns and try to fight him and beat Dean Ambrose clean, which, by the way, you know what? Fuck Dean Ambrose, right? He didn't even get a fucking match tonight. He wasn't even part of the Royal Rumble. Or the Royal Rumble, the Battle Royal. What the fuck ever? Who gives a shit, you know? Anyway. The next match was Batista versus Triple H. Oh my god, man. Oh my god. I fucking love Batista, man. No matter what he does, it just seems like he can make any moment comedic. And that's what I fucking love about Batista. That's what you all should love about Batista. I don't care what your feelings are toward Batista after the whole Daniel Bryan shit. You should fucking love him because he still put Daniel Bryan over. Jesus Christ, man. He got into the ring. He fucking fell. Pops is tripping, man. You know I wouldn't trip. Oh my god. And then not only that, but then the fact that 30 seconds, a minute later, he went out of the ring just to go to talk shit to Triple H's dad. He gets back into the ring ever so slowly, just so he doesn't fucking fall again. Dude, I fucking love Batista. I hope he sticks around because I was talking to Jobber about this too while we were watching the match. We still haven't seen Batista versus Brock Lesnar. That's one match that we need to see off our bucket list at least once in our lifetime. So, Triple H ends up winning the match. This is actually a pretty solid match. It wasn't bad. It seemed like the crowd was kind of dying down, which is going back to my original point of the show is too long. This is one of the matches that suffered as far as crowd reaction goes because of the fact that the show was so fucking long. But you know what? Good match. Pretty much what it should have been. I like the finish. The finish was cool. Like, nice full circle around it, you know what I mean? Like, bringing back Ric Flair, having him be the one that gives Triple H the sledgehammer, just like he always did in the old days. So, makes sense. Solid match, I guess. But, I don't know, man. Is this Batista's last match? Or I really hope it's not, just because I want him to face Brock Lesnar. And seeing two meatheads that aren't exactly the smartest go back and forth. Like, get Paul Heyman out of there. Let me have Batista and Brock Lesnar just talk shit to each other the whole time. That would make the feud worth it on its own. Alright. Then we had I don't know if this is before or after the Triple H match. I don't remember. The whole Elias thing. And they brought back the Doctor of Thugonomics, Cena. I'm not even going to front. I was kind of hoping that he would attack Baron Corbin. And I'm siding with the Smarks on this one. I wish that it would have been John Cena versus Kurt Angle as the final match. But this was a nice little WrestleMania moment. My thing is, what the hell? Why does John Cena hate Elias so much? I mean, first there was last year. He attacked him for no reason. Then there was this year. He attacked him for no reason. And he talked shit about him for no reason. You know, he's going after him for no reason. Going forward to Raw, he might feud with him for no reason, but yeah, I like Elias, man. I think this kind of proved how good Elias really is, too. So, the next match, Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin in Kurt Angle's final match. You know what? First off, before I talk about... Actually, no, let me talk about this first. Again, I side with the Smarks in the fact that I wanted it to be John Cena. But at the same time, this made sense. As much as I can't fucking stand Baron Corbin, and you guys have known this from the very beginning, I even have a whole 16-minute video talking shit about how much I hate Baron Corbin, it at least made sense. It made sense that they had this match at WrestleMania because they had been at each other's necks for months at a time, and it was like a power struggle for so many months, and Kurt Angle finally just wanted his retribution. They should have built it a different way. I think if they were going to do this, they should have had Baron Corbin challenge Kurt Angle and make Kurt Angle put his career on the line, rather than just Kurt Angle say, hey, I'm gonna wrestle my last match against Baron Corbin. I also think that would have been received a little bit better if they would have done it that way too, but even then, it is what it is. You know what? Fine. It's fine. Baron Corbin's still not going to get over. This didn't accomplish anything. Didn't do any favors for Baron Corbin, to be honest with you. Nobody fucking cared when Baron Corbin won. But you know what? Now on to the real important stuff. Thank you, Kurt Angle. We love you. We've loved you from the beginning. Kurt Angle is one of those superstars that I grew up watching. So this one kind of hits a little closer to home than a lot of other ones do. Fuck, man. There's not much you could say. You know what? For as good as Kurt Angle gets a rep for being a fantastic wrestler, which he was, I think he was a really underrated character. I think his work as a character is what went under the radar because of how good his in-ring work is. So you know what? I love Kurt Angle. Thank you, Kurt Angle. If this is indeed your final match, thank you for everything you did. You're not watching this, so I'm probably just talking to myself, but I don't give a fuck. The next match. Okay, this is where if you were waiting for me to rage, this is where you should tune in. Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship. Can you fucking tell me? Can anybody fucking tell me? Where the fuck does Finn Balor find this strength from painting himself? How am I supposed to believe that this cruiserweight caliber superstar, this is literally the equivalent of Mufasa Ali, fucking Die Mufasa Die, who gets WWE Championship matches every week, who, by the way, was probably akin to Finn Balor, but I didn't care enough to make videos about him. This is like if he beats Brock Lesnar in 5 minutes. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Fucking anybody who thinks this makes sense, anybody who's happy with this, fucking kill yourself. That's it. I'm no holds barred anymore. This is bullshit. Fuck Finn Balor. Fuck his fanboys. Fuck this stupid paint. Fuck everything about this stupid waste of a fucking superstar. This is the worst wrestler I may have ever seen. And this just added to it because Bobby Lashley is this fucking powerhouse, unbelievable superstar. And Finn Balor just beats him in fucking less than 5 minutes at WrestleMania just because he fucking paints himself. Fuck that. Fuck you. Fuck Finn. Fuck Balor. Fuck his fans. Fuck, man. Fuck it all. Anyway. What was the next match? I think the next match is the main event here. Let me get back on Wikipedia. Yep. Next match, final match, triple threat match for the Raw Women's, SmackDown Women's Championship. Let me start off by saying this. Oh, the Sparks were crying because Asuka lost the belt like 2 weeks before Mania. What the fuck else were they gonna do? This stipulation, having Charles win the SmackDown Women's Championship, at least made it for me a little more unpredictable because they actually could have just had Ronda Rousey win, and that would have been funny too. But this is where I'll come full circle again. I'll go back to, again, if anyone wants to marathon through our videos, there was a SmackDown reaction video that I did in 2014. It was like in May of 2014, where Charlotte does like a little vignette, and she says, "One day I'll main event WrestleMania." And I laugh and say, "Stupid bitch, you'll never main event WrestleMania." To this day, I'm laughing and saying, "Stupid bitch, you shouldn't have main evented WrestleMania." But I will say this. As much as I hate Charles, as much as I think that they should check his testicles, as much as I think that she changes in the wrong dressing room, as much as I'm almost positive that GameStop video where the guy's yelling, "It's ma'am," is Charlotte Flair in disguise, I will credit Charles here. I think Charles has kind of grown on me in the sense where I don't get disgusted seeing her just come out on TV anymore. I think I can finally just, like, tolerate her. I don't hate Charlotte. I don't like Charlotte. I'm not a fan of Charlotte. I'm still not. I probably never will be. I still don't think Charlotte's good. But I think Charlotte has gotten to the point where they've pushed her on TV for so long, to the point where I'm at a point where Smarks will probably never reach with Roman Reigns, where, okay, they're going to push her, they're going to use her, regardless of how I feel, so I'm just going to have to fucking put up with it. That's it. That's it. That's where she's gotten to that point with me. She's really not that bad, but she's not good at all. She's just like, whatever. Like, I want her to get the fuck off my TV, but I'm not going to cry about it anymore, put it that way. Again, if you want a marathon through my videos, again, Becky Lynch is one person that I have liked from the very beginning, even before this whole the man movement started, even before she got this whole mega push and Smarks acted like she was the greatest thing ever. I always liked Becky Lynch. From the very get-go, I thought Becky Lynch should have gotten a push. And what's nuts is just how much fucking momentum she got, not only from like just losing against Charlotte, but then like how Smarks got behind her and everything. Like, again, this is another thing. It's weird. It's like WWE found a medium tonight where me and the Smarks kind of just see eye to eye there. I wanted Becky to win. And it's because I've liked Becky from the very beginning. I've always thought Becky should get a push. And she was always that type of wrestler where she didn't win every single match, but she won enough matches to make you believe in her. You know what I mean? As far as like a storyline purpose would go. As far as Ronda Rousey would go, man, she just... I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody tells me. I don't care how much Smarks hate her. Ronda Rousey fucking proved herself. Ronda Rousey, it's insane. It's fucking crazy just how fucking good Ronda Rousey is after a year of wrestling. Like, this bitch can fucking wrestle. I don't fucking care what anybody tells me. This bitch can wrestle. She fucking does. She has her own unique moveset. And not only that, but her mic skills have fucking increased dramatically by the heel turn. So, you know what? I hope Ronda Rousey wins the title again soon. Because she is that fucking good. But what's sad is that I've read reports that she might leave. She did post something that says that it's true, but that was posted on April Fool's Day. And she was talking about being a sax addict, so who knows how true that is. But as far as this match would go, yeah, I mean, it was alright. It wasn't a bad match. I guess it was, I don't know if it was, this had the best build out of any match, so I mean, it was worth being on last just for that alone. But as far as like the actual match itself, it wasn't bad. Like, it was good, but I don't know how many memorable moments there were in this match that a WrestleMania main event should have. Like, you think about WrestleMania main events, like the very last match that's put on. I think about last year. Okay, I can tell you that the reason that one wasn't memorable is because they probably just didn't give a shit about it at that point because the fans were shitting all over it. Year before that, you had Reigns and Taker. You remember what happened in that match. You remember moments of that match. Year before that, Reigns against Triple H. People shit on it, so they're not going to remember what they don't want to remember. It was actually a decent match. It's not nearly as bad as people say it is if you go back and watch it. You go back to 31. You remember what happened. Go back to 30. You remember what happened. You know what I mean? That's shit that I mean. Like, if it's WrestleMania, give me a moment that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, or at least when I'm watching wrestling, when I see a highlight package and I see that moment and I'm like, oh yeah, that moment was awesome. I don't feel like I got that with this match. Even though it wasn't a bad match, I don't think I got that WrestleMania moment. Yeah, like, I had fucking moments where Ronda Rousey was calling people a bitch. She said, you're a bitch. You're a bitch. I wish she would have came out and called Finn Balor a bitch. But they did, I don't know. That's all. That was pretty cool. But yeah, and then the finish of this match was really like anticlimactic. Like, everyone was just like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I don't know. This match was good, but it wasn't memorable. It's not one of those matches that I think you're going to go back and watch over and over again, unless you want to look for moments to make it memorable. Unless you're one of those people that is going to look to argue with someone that's saying what I'm saying now, to try and find moments that are memorable and force yourself to think that was memorable. I don't think this is a match that, if anyone wants to name me like the top 5 moments of this match, and you name them and I'm like, okay, the replay in my head is playing them as I read that, I'll give you credit. But no, I don't see that happening with this match. I didn't feel it with this match. And that's probably, again, because the show was so fucking long. Who cares, though? Whatever. It is what it is. Becky Lynch is the champion. This is well earned. This is well deserved. Becky Lynch honestly, I think she surpassed AJ as far as like my favorite diva ever since AJ left. So I'm happy that it was Becky. I'm happy that Becky got the push, but again, like, the match could have been a little bit better. It could have been a little more memorable. I should put it that way. But overall, as far as WrestleMania goes, this was a good show. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. There's stuff you can complain about, but I think at that point you'll be nitpicking. You can say that you know what? I can watch this when I'm sober and think, oh, well, that's bullshit. That's just me being drunk and being happy and thinking the show was good. But you know what? Fuck it. While I'm where I'm at as far as my alcohol intake goes, I will credit WrestleMania. I will say that I enjoyed the show, and I will say that I yawned about the least amount of times as you could have yawned this day and age in wrestling. So I will say that. Anyway, I think that's it, actually. If anyone actually, you know what, I'll leave it at this. If anyone wants to make any video suggestions, because to be honest, the reason that me and MTO have been absent over the last year and a half, we've actually, like, stopped watching wrestling. Like, when I tell you that I went to the Royal Rumble, that's probably the first pay-per-view that I watched since I went to WrestleMania the year prior, when I went to WrestleMania 34. Like, I kept up with bits and pieces of it. Like, I would watch YouTube videos now and then, but that was about it. But, I mean, if you guys want to throw any video suggestions out there as far as what I should talk about, I'm kind of out of the loop as far as wrestling would go. The only reason that I talk about the build for the WrestleMania, I'm basing it off the promo videos, which is probably usually 10 times better than the actual build was. But I don't know. If I'm wrong about any of this, you can let me know. If anyone wants to throw any video suggestions out there, feel free. But rest assured, this isn't a one-off. I want to start making videos again. Hopefully, I find the motivation to do so. And hopefully, Wrestling Otaku doesn't kill me again. Because if he kills me again, I might not make it this time. You know what I'm saying? This is like that was like one of those Grand Theft Auto things. Luckily, I respawned. And I was able to come back to life. So right now I'm at that point in Grand Theft Auto where I'm running around the outside of the hospital doing all the cheats again, trying to regain my form before I was killed. So, yeah, that's that. That was WrestleMania 35. Again, credit where it's due. A good show, entertaining show. Felt, for the most part, like a WrestleMania, which, at this point, at this day and age in wrestling, I can say that that's good enough for me. Anyway, this has been the other guy returning for the MTOMAR review saying yada yada yada. Blah blah blah. Good and bye.